start on page 14, bar 39. One and two and one. Maybe we just do 79 on one. So now, you have the transition, yeah? One and two. Okay, 79. One and better, but it's still not quite correct. Basses, please. Neues Laub. Neues Laub. Neues. Oh. Yeah, here's D sharp. One and two and one. Neues Laub. Again, Neues Laub. And one. Neues Laub. Now let's go from the beginning again. Let's go from the beginning again, from Allegro. And basses, careful that in 54 we get into G sharp. You had it before, so let's just try one more time. Here is E major, please. Please get the notes right. One and two and one.
We
Now I would like to correct one word. It's hoffen. You say often, and it's hoffen. So repeat after me. Neues Laub wie neues Hoffen. Neues Laub wie neues Hoffen. That's right. Now when you have a long note to sing, like alto tenor basses, wie neues Hoffen, Hoffen, you really have to give much more effort. Okay? Much more effort. And then, especially gentlemen, Val des Rauschen. It's not what, it's v. So remember, in German, W is not v, it's v. Say Val des Rauschen. Val des Rauschen. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Val des Rauschen. Val des Rauschen. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Good. Now I would like to bring it up to tempo. Let's go to Allegro. And we're going to go la 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 la. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1. La 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 la. 1, 2, 1. Shall we try with text? All right. 1 and 2 and 1. Good. Now look, if we do it in this tempo, rethink the space, rethink your breath. Because I think you can sing, I think it's possible in one breath. There's no comma. And there is a crescendo. So let's try to rethink where we breathe. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, and 1. Ready. Okay, so now we could go back, and this is pretty much very good. Now, I think the tempo in Allegro needs to be around that speed, because it's alla breve and it's Allegro, so it means it's a fast tune. If you go it's not. This is not a fast tune. A fast tune needs to be something like 1, 2, 1. Or it can be, you choose. But whatever you choose to do, this is the pulse of the entire piece. What does that mean? It means that here's your 8th note of the beginning. There is a relationship between the tempo in the Allegro and the tempo at the beginning, which is marked andante. You all did it way too slow. Because it has, in that music, and you remember my lecture yesterday, right? You remember my lecture, you're always referring to the tradition, and you're always referring to what people have done before. In classical music, in Mozart and Haydn and so, if there's a tempo change, if it says allegro vivace, andante, presto, there's always a mathematical relationship. So the allegro is going to be twice the tempo of the adagio, for instance, or the 8th note becomes this and that. But there has to be a relationship. You can't just choose it the way you want. You stick to one pulse, and then from there build your tempo. When Brahms wrote music a little bit later than this, he had to write it down because people weren't doing that. Because in romantic music, you would start doing whatever you wanted with tempo. And he says, no, I want the 8th note equal the quarter note. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So at that time, he needed to remind people, careful, this is what we're doing. But in this time, this is a bit earlier, people knew exactly, okay, allegro alla breve, the half note equals the eighth note at the beginning. Now let's try to hear what that does to the music. Can we just do again allegro, please? 1 and 2 and 1. So that's about right. Now let's go to the beginning of the piece. Hold on, lens. 1, 2. Here is hold on, lens. 2, 3, 1, giving you the option to choose your tempo in the allegro. If you think it's that's completely fine. It's completely fine. But it can't be slower than that, really, can it? Otherwise it's not a fast tune. And if you go the eighth note is still much faster than what we had yesterday. 1, 2. Okay? Good. So this is how I would do it. Now, can we just take a little bit of time just with the conductors? If you're interested in hearing what we're going to discuss, you're welcome to stay. But if you want to go have coffee or drink water or go to the loo, you're welcome to do so. Please come back in 20 minutes. And conductors will just discuss for 5-10 minutes. Thank you. Why I did the things I did. Okay? I will now explain why I did the things I did. So, I wanted to bring across that the tempo is, in my opinion, is wrong in the allegro, so that's where I started. If I had started in the beginning, everyone would have been very confused. Why is it that fast now? So, I started at the allegro. The first 2 times I ran it, did you notice? I went like this. 1, 2, 1. Blank face, nothing going on in the arm. And then I hear something and go like, you need to be higher. Or, okay, here comes the soprano with the low note, smile. Because it's hard to sing at that tempo, the high note. Otherwise, I didn't do anything. What does that tell the choir? That's right. This is for you guys. Sort it out. I'm not going to do any interpretation or anything. We're going to do it slowly so you can sort out your wrong notes. And some of the problems we had so far went away, some remained, and so I have to say, basses, this is still wrong, let's do it. And then I looked at the tenor and they got it right, so I smiled and said, oh, that's good, it's right. Did it again, until the notes and the rhythms were basically sorted out. And otherwise, I just left them alone. Okay? What did I do next? I think I said something about... First I said something about the language, right? I said about the hot. So I did that at this point because everyone, you know, we haven't really talked about pronunciation so far, and this is really wrong, and probably should have said it earlier. But I said, okay, I'm gonna give a new impulse so people wake up a little bit and be like, oh, you got it, it's German. So I said two things: offen, wunderbar, leave it. Then I wasn't quite consequent. Then I should have done it with the text again, because I just corrected the text. But I decided not to, because I thought, if I now speed it up and have them do the text, it's going to be too much. They're not going to be able to do it. So why don't we just get rid of the text, la la la, no one has to talk and think about the text, and we can get comfortable with the tempo. So first one, la 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 la, success. We've achieved that. Next thing I said was, let's do it again, but now let's do more with the dynamics and the accents. Did you see? I changed my conducting completely. I showed all the dynamics and all the accents, and so everyone knew, okay, this is what we're doing, and we're actually even going to get help from the conductor. So I broke it down to the basic problems, and from there on, went step by step and built it up, and every time it was a success, because I think I knew what they would be able to do and what they would struggle with. After we've done the things and said, okay, shall we try the text? And everyone was like, yeah, let's try it. Because so far they had a good time, they were challenged, but they were successful in everything we've done. So everyone was positive, let's do with the text, boom. And so in a very short amount of time, I achieved a lot, and everyone had a good time. I'm sorry to toot my own horn, but I've been really thinking this over, and I'm learning so much this week. This is really great also for me, because, you know, like the conductor the alto conductor, some things you just do, you don't think about it, because you just do it, and you never reflect it. So this is actually great for me as well, because I have to think really hard, God, what is it I'm actually doing? What is it I'm actually doing? Because so much of it is intuition and experience, and also habit. So we're all here to reflect on our habits and just see if our intuitions are right or not. And we all have good intuition in this room, but we also have bad habits, and we just need a little bit of new impulse. Yeah? Good. Now we're going to continue with Mendelssohn, and we'll do the same thing as we did yesterday. We're gonna run the pieces, but before we do that, I said yesterday I'd like to know what you would like to conduct. Give me two options for the concert, and we're gonna now start to think about the concert. I really think everybody should conduct at least one. Good. Okay. Did we all understand this? Good. So, let me get my little list here. Aldo, what would you like to conduct in the concert? Have you thought about it? Okay, what would you like to conduct? Which one? What pieces? Look, you can say, I'd like to conduct this and this piece. It doesn't matter if it's the big or the small choir. If you're comfortable with the big choir but not with the small, it's all good with me. Just give me two pieces you'd like to conduct. Warum? Okay. Good. Andy? again. Abendlied. Good. Christian?
Of my life now. Oh,
Lucia?
I have a letter for you. I wrote it down. If it is too much, just throw it from the line.
No. Thanks for the letter. Rebecca? Good. Good. Sarah? Okay. William? Eddie? Linda? Okay. Good, enjoy the rest of the break.
Actually, you can assign me to other people. Up to you. Maybe you think a piece for me for the best is this piece. So
Yes, I will. I'll think about it, of course. I just want to know what you think you want to conduct. And if I have another idea, I will come and talk to you.
maybe I should add to my friend.
Okay. Yes.
In reverse, don't assign me any other piece beside you.
No, you give me quite a list. I'm sure I can find something.
Okay.
Good. Thank you. Yes. Well, when the choir is back.